anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Cafe anyway, that's where we are right now, you say.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It's episode 2018, 2518, and I had a lot of fun today doing things like dreaming because we had that extra hour of sleep, though I had to wake up in the middle of the night because I had to keep 5 radio stations running because of the
Mike's Daily Podcast.
The extra hour that got crammed into the 1 o'clock hour. 1 o'clock hour had basically 2 hours inside of it.
Mike's
What? That's impossible.
Daily
That's so timey-wimey.
Podcast.
That's very Doctor Who-y.
Yeah!
Well, I didn't follow any of the Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who's. I think the first season, and now I'm lost. I don't know what's happening, but suddenly there's David Tennant. And I am in the same boat with a lot of Doctor Who fans who just walked away from it the past 2 years, which is probably very much clearly why they've decided, hey, let's go back to somebody who everybody knew as Doctor Who, David Tennant. He's got popular doing other things lately. He's had a lot of like Netflix stuff, and he's just gotten big. So people are, yeah, bring him back. But then there'll be another doctor right after him, and I don't know. I went back, I kind of watched some of the Matt Smith stuff, and it kept moving. It was very interesting. But it also stuck very closely to the laws of not physics, not to the laws of gravity and all of that, but the laws that were created inside of the Doctor Who verse. And Matt Smith, at one point, at the very end, his last episode, says, rules, I break the rules. I don't follow them anyway. So,
and here's today's podcast picture.
Anybody who writes Doctor Who is going to have to fight with the fans, I guess, at some point. Because that's how it is. It's been around since 63, so next year will be the anniversary, 60 years. Hey, it is Mike. Oh, hey, hold that thought, won't you? Because I got to give you the podcast picture.
Later that day.
I was getting a call here at Cafe anyway, and I had to run and get it. And apparently nobody was there. Because that's the nature of doing a podcast and getting calls at 336mm daily. 3 plus 3 equals 6mm is a Mike Matthews Daily, isn't what this podcast is. And Late Great Battles with Basil the Boxer. What would he have? Oh, I'm getting another call. Dang, this is becoming a habit here.
Later that day.
Oh my gosh, yeah, way later that day. What is it with people calling me when I'm trying to do my podcast? Dang. So what were we talking about? Were we talking about the blue check on the Twitter? Oh, the podcast picture, I think. Maybe. The podcast picture I took in Fremont just a few days ago. Beautiful. We get these beautiful, like, pink skies. Pink skies. And so you can see that picture at MikesDailyPodcast.com. The Twitter blue check. Did you even know that existed? I had no idea. I've used Twitter now, I guess 13 years, close to that. Oh, that's right. Originally, my Twitter handle is at Mike Talks. Originally, it was Mike Matthews is a twit, or some goofy thing. And that changed. I didn't realize you probably don't want a really long name for your handle. You want to keep it short and memorable. But I don't know how memorable Mike Talks is, but I am talking. The point is, did anybody know what that blue check was? I guess the big companies did. And now Elon is making some money off of that.
What in the world was that about?
That's the big story of the moment. Okay. How about this? Republican National Committee Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel said today on CNN The committee cannot pay former President Trump's legal bills if he announces a bid for the White House. It's not if, it is. He is going to do it. Pretty much all of his fans are saying this month. Especially right after the election. This election on Tuesday is going to be pretty much a slaughter for the Democrats. It's not going to be good. Because in the end, just like what helped Bill Clinton, it is going to help the Republicans. It's the economy, stupid. It is the fact that people are paying so much more for everything. I watch this little cheap eats type YouTube channel. Hey, if you're in Las Vegas, here are the cheap places to eat, because Las Vegas is so expensive. Everything. Vegas is so expensive. They just expect you to be winning all this money on your bets. But they charge. It's basically a huge amusement park. And like any amusement park, they charge you more when you walk in the door. Disneyland charges you so much to eat there. The cost of a plate, a tiny plate of anything, is $20-$30 at least. So she's telling us about these cheap eats on her YouTube channel. And she goes, yeah, there's this one place. Oh my gosh, they always charge like $3.50 for their tacos. Let's go see. Oh my gosh. She walks in the door. It's almost $5 for that. The taco went up at least $1. So everything's going up, everybody. That's the whole point. So it's not going to be good for the election for the Democrats. And all this monitoring, the people at the polling places, at the ballot boxes, that's all for naught, because maybe this will be a good thing, because there are a bunch of people that are monitoring the ballot places, the election places, the voting places. And if the Republicans sweep on Tuesday, that may allay the fears of so many people on the right, because they're just, elections, you can't trust them, you can't trust anybody, but go out and vote, even though you can't trust the election process. Anyway, the Republican National Committee's Executive Committee last year confirmed it was paying for certain legal fees that involve Trump that relate to politically motivated legal proceedings waged against President Trump. And in recent months, the committee has funded Trump's defense against probes launched by the Manhattan District Attorney and the New York Attorney General. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valleyton, the last place on earth. The committee cannot pay legal bills for any candidate that's announced that they're running, I guess. They will stop paying Trump's legal bills if he makes another run for the White House. We cannot pay legal bills for any candidate that's announced. So there are bills that came up from the recent lawsuit that started while he was president. It was voted on by our executive committee for our former president that this was a politically motivated investigation, and that's what it's been. But we cannot do in-kind contributions to any candidate right now. He is the former president being attacked from every which way with lawsuits, and he certainly raised more under the RNC than we've spent on these bills. Trump is reportedly considering announcing another run for president just after the midterm elections. The RNC has publicly maintained that it will remain neutral in the 2024 GOP nominating process. But really, who's going to run up against him? The Trump Organization went to trial last week in a criminal tax fraud case initially launched that alleges the former president's company skirted taxes and raked in perks for some of its top executives over 15 years. This all from MSN, and that came from The Hill. Andy Taylor, the guitarist for Duran Duran, He was not at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction due to his battle with cancer. Now, I think recently, Eurythmics also got inducted, and they performed, both David A. Stewart and Annie Lennox. But apparently, according to Andy Taylor, who is 61, just over 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic prostate cancer. Yikes. Simon Le Bon read aloud last night during their acceptance speech at the event at the theater in LA, the Microsoft Theater, as they call it, because it's when you touch the sides of the theater, it is Microsoft. Many families have experienced the slow burn of this disease, said Simon Le Bon, reading Andy's letter. And of course, we are no different, so I speak from the perspective of a family man, but with profound humility to the band, the greatest fans a group could have, and this exceptional accolade. Le Bon told the press backstage, "We love Andy dearly. I'm not going to stand here and cry or anything. That would be inappropriate, but that's what I feel like." Aww. Robert Downey Jr. introduced Le Bon, and guitarist, bassist John Taylor, and drummer Roger Taylor, and Nick Rhodes. It really has been Nick Rhodes, John Taylor, and Le Bon over the years, because after the huge Rio album, and I guess they did that song View to a Kill for the James Bond movie, but gosh, it was pretty much just Le Bon, John Taylor, and Nick Rhodes on all those other albums in the 80s and then in the 90s. I think it was just the three of them for that song, Ordinary World. The ordinary world, I will learn to survive. Anyway, Cafe Anyway, a little look at a great band from England. Hey, have you been on my YouTube channel yet? My handle, which I got to claim, Mike Matthews, with 2 T's. 2 T's are not 2 T's. Mike Matthews, yes, go find me on YouTube and find my channel. I have a playlist called Mike's Best Obscure Rock Songs. And these are songs that I found that, like, people have forgotten. But there's a bunch of cool stuff in there. I also put, let's see, In Excess, Don't Change For You. I have never seen the video to that song. That video is hilarious. It looks like it's done pretty much live. You just have the drummer sitting in a big hangar, and all of a sudden a pickup truck backs up with the band, and off the band jumps off, and you see the keyboard player playing that interesting keyboard synthesizer intro. And then they're dancing and playing and rocking out, and then they jump on the back of the truck and leave. I was also showing my lovely lady friend last night some of the videos from Marty Stewart. Not an 80s band, but a late 80s, early 90s country singer and guitarist who's kind of a rockabilly guy. And very nice guy. I met him once. I got to find that interview I did with him and put him on MikesDailyPodcast.com. But yes, he was very cool. People forgot about him, and I did include one of his songs as well in my playlist, which you can find on YouTube. And there's a link as well at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Okay. Hey, we took care of all that. We're outside. Let's say hi to some people as it's sprinkling a little bit here in Podcastro Valleyton. Hello, Michael Matthews, Madame Rootabega, and yes, it is fascinating what you are saying about all of those rock bands. Oh, do you like rock? Yes. Do you like country? Yes. Do you like polka? No. What? I thought you were a big polka fan. Yeah, no, I don't like the polka. Sorry, Weird Al Yankovic, because he plays some polka. But he is not related to the big polka guy, Frank Yankovic? I forget. Look who else is here. Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant. And this is Bison Bentley. Mike, I forgot until you played that clip on the last podcast that I used to always talk over the music from Steely Dan's album Pretzel Logic D. Yeah, Pretzel Logic. Do you know that? That's right. Yes, that's a cool song. It featured Michael McDonald on it. He also sang on Peg. Oh, great times. Donald Fagen. Walter. Ah, shoot. And he's no longer with us. Sorry, Steely Dan fans. I forgot Walter Becker. Dang it. Sorry about that. I forgot about that. All right. Hey, I think it's time now for another segment that we do called Let's Go Back with Matthews. As Mr. Valentino was talking about, I did include a clip from way back when, and here's another clip. This is way, way back. So let's go back with Matthews. This is from 1994. This was April Fool's Day of 1994. And by the way, I just recently realized that I have lived in the Bay Area now for 13 years. I have lived in my house for almost 13 years now, because it was in November that I moved into my house in Podcastro Valley. And I love it here. I am a Californian, native Californian, but grew up in Southern California. My late mom could never understand why I would want to move to the Bay Area where it is colder and where the ocean's colder. But I've always loved the Bay Area. And though I used to love San Francisco, now I can't stand it. But I just love the overall vibe of the Bay Area and the beaches and the bay and the incredible views. And I drive home from Fremont to Podcastro Valley. When I drive home, I'm on Mission Boulevard. I don't take the freeways. And there's this one little glimpse I get somewhere, I forget where it is, I think just on the outskirts of Hayward, where Hayward and Union City meet, where I can look to the west, and I can see the beautiful hills of the peninsula, the beautiful mountains there, and the beautiful sunsets. There's just a lot to like. There's a lot to despise. BART is horrible. Our public transportation system. We have a lot of graffiti, a huge homeless issue. We've got lots. We pay incredibly high taxes. We pay crazy prices for our gas, even though it's the same gas you pump. We've got all these added fees and things. That's why yours truly may not be voting for a particular governor that's in office right now, because that guy could have done a whole lot more to help us out with our gas prices. And what's the deal? He still hasn't put a ban on the thing that I hate so much. Leaf blowers. At one time he teased he was going to ban leaf blowers, and they still exist.
Baloney.
So annoying. So, not to... You know what? Don't even bother. We won't play that thing from 1994. Let's go back.
Yeah, where to, man?
The Queje Santa Fe Cafe. Felix, let's go.
Well, this is my night job. During the day, I remove tattoos.
I should say Felix has a very robust beard.
Wow. Hudson's Grill. Is that jingle? Does that still exist? Wow, we ate a lot at Hudson's Grill. It was in Ventura County area. This was a radio station called Queje, a country station that I worked at for 11 years. And even back then, in the early O's, removing tattoos, that was the thing. It ain't gonna away. It ain't gonna go away because people, they do a thing called make mistakes.
This place is awful crowded and this music is so woo!
Welcome to the Santa Fe
Thank you, Joe.
On 100.7 KHAY Ventura.
Hey, Santa Fe Cafe, time 9:39, and we will have a chance for you to get qualified for the KH Country Cash Roll Tour coming up in the next couple of minutes. We'll also hear from Phil Vassar, Sarah Evans Unplugged, some Shania Twain coming up too. Right now it is Trisha Yearwood, There Goes My Baby. Let's get this party started. Good old Trisha Yearwood. Oh, Rascal Flats. Rascal Flats these days at the KH Santa Fe Cafe with Matt Michael. Their new CD comes out tomorrow. You are caller 10. Caller 10, congratulations.
Thank you.
Who is this?
Kevin Orr.
Where are you tonight, Kevin?
We are at 1602.
Oh, you don't have to give the whole address, Kevin. Just like the city.
We're in Ventura.
Ah, that's what I want to know. See, we can just say, Kevin from Ventura, and then people don't show up at your house in 1, 2. And they're not asking for candy. Oh, wait, they're going to do that in a couple days anyway. Oh, it's around Halloween. Congratulations. You've picked up tickets to SeaWorld. San Diego. All right, yeah, where you can touch and feed dolphins, count the teeth on a shark, and come face-to-face with a polar bear, too. And you qualified for our grand prize drawing for an Insider's Holiday to Nashville and a chance to roll the dice for $5 million. Kevin from Ventura.
Awesome.
How do you spell country?
KHAY.
How are you doing? Long time no hear.
I know. I've been doing good.
You got like a whole family situation now, or what?
No. But I've got a best friend who cares really, really, really a lot about me that I want to dedicate a song.
Well, that's good. What did you want to hear?
Love Me.
That is like the song that you always request, isn't it?
I know. It's my favorite song in the whole world.
You've been requesting that for many years. Who's that for?
For Emilio.
The KH Santa Fe Cafe.
Aw, for Emilio. If you get there before I do, don't give up on me. I'll be there when my chores are through. I don't know how long that'll be, but I'm not gonna let you down. Darling, wait and see. And between now and then, if I see you again, I'll be loving you. Love me. Get it? It's like love, comma, me, like he's just written a letter. Colin Ray. We were talking about Colin Ray on the last podcast. Yes. So we would give away tickets to SeaWorld, and the thing is, SeaWorld from Ventura, that's a good 5-hour drive. If I would say, and that's being conservative, very conservative, a good 5-6 hour drive. It's something you don't do in one day. You gotta go, once you get to SeaWorld, you gotta book a hotel because you're gonna stay the night. That is a long, even Disneyland, that's too much in one day from Ventura County. Anyway, Cafe Anyway, there you go. A little bit going back. Let's go back with Matthews. And now it is time for the segment, the Mike Matthews New Tunes Feud. 2 songs gonna totally thrash each other out and get just they're gonna beat each other up. Here's the first song, and these are submitted to me at Mike's Daily Podcast. My email, MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com is what my email is. Here's the first song. It's by an artist named Rosie Thomas. This is called Life is a Gas. Let's listen to a little bit of it, but not too much, because otherwise we'll get dinged by YouTube.
How they are all tended to. Sure as the sun keeps rising, trust the one up above. Will always take that kind of care of you.
Aww. The one up above will always take care of you. That's a nice sentiment. And now, the opposite of that. Here's The Devil Never Sleeps. This is Heather Trost. Wow, it's kind of instrumental. So which one did you like better, Rosie Thomas or Heather Trost Which one of those ladies do you like better? You can call me 336MM Daily. 3 plus 3 equals 6. MM as in Mike Matthews Daily, as in what this podcast tries to be, and it often gets interrupted by crazy things in life, drama and all of that. But save the drama for your llama. And if you do have a llama, I would love to meet your llama someday. And with more on ways to reach me, it is A-Frame.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com.
Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye.